Our next speaker is John Bergener. He's from Divide, New York State Caucus. This is a different take on secession, and I hope everyone will take the time today to listen closely to what John has to say. John?
Basically, what our New Amsterdam plan is autonomous regions. And this is something that has never been tried before, but it is perfectly legal. And the reason we came up with that is we did a little research. How many people know how long people have been talking about dividing the state in two? Raise your hands, please. About 150 years. The first time it was opposed was almost 150 years ago. So we looked into why it never happens. And there's two. Under the U.S. Constitution, to become a separate state, you need the approval of the state legislature, and you need the approval of Congress. Assuming we could even get the state legislature to vote the way we wanted them to, which could theoretically happen, miracles do occur occasionally. Congress, especially the western states, consider the states in the Northeast to be too small, especially New England, so they're not willing to give the Northeast another 2 Senate seats a state would require. So then we looked at, okay, we can't go that way. What's the only other thing we can do? We can form 2 autonomous regions. Each region would have its own regional governor, its own elected Secretary of State, and its own regional legislature. And the way we've structured it in our amendment to the New York State Constitution is the state government would be reduced to a token. And the best way I can explain that to you is it would have about the same powers as the Queen of England. So we would still have a governor. It might still even be the same governor, but he'd have absolutely no power. All he could do is photo ops, which he likes, and he couldn't actually do anything. So that's how our plan would work. Now, what we wanted to do is we searched for a name, and what we decided on New Amsterdam was the original name of New York, and actually of the city part of it, but back then that's all there was. So we figured New Amsterdam is the name of New York before it got messed up. Now, to make this happen, Bob alluded to it a little bit about a state constitutional convention coming up in 2017, the vote. You have to vote yes on that, because theoretically we could get it through the state legislature. If we had enough funding and stuff, they might put it through for fear of the Constitutional Convention. They might rather divide than have that, because one of the things that will probably come out of any Constitutional Convention will also be term limits. Our plan allows us to bypass Congress because we're not forming a new state and we're not moving counties from one state to the other. We're forming regions, and states can internally reorganize themselves any way they want. And since we're taking 99% of the powers away from the state government and giving them to the regions and making regional laws supreme over state laws, we would be, in effect, almost a separate state under this plan. But if you support it, what you have to do is you have to sign up as a volunteer. If you can afford to donate money, you have to donate money. It doesn't have to be much. I know everybody's tight these days, but we have to be able to move it forward to the next level because we have a very small window. The Constitutional Convention vote comes up in 2017. If we miss that or we don't succeed then, we have to wait another 20 years. First of all, I won't be doing it in 20 years. And second of all, I don't know how much would be left of upstate in 20 years to save. So please remember our website. You can see it over there. I believe it's still on the bottom of the stage as well. It's www.newamsterdamny.org. And please help us support it. And I'd like to end with everybody saying, New Amsterdam again.
New Amsterdam.
Thank you very much for your time.